Oops, I went a little too fast. All right, we're starting chapter 2.1, molecules to metabolism. This is a lot of review from Bio 1 and chemistry, so that is good because this is a very long unit. I review over the types of bonds. Covalent are the strongest. That's when you're actually sharing electrons between atoms, like H2O. Ionic are weaker. That's when there's an attraction between charged particles called ions, like sodium chloride. Sodium donates an electron, becoming slightly positively charged. Chloride accepts that electron, becoming slightly negatively charged. And then there's an attraction between the two. Hydrogen bonds, those are weakest. We'll talk about those in the next section. Not really a bond, but an intermolecular force between a slightly positively charged hydrogen and a slightly negative other atom. Carbon compounds. Those organic compounds are those that contain carbon and hydrogen. So CO2, for instance, contains carbon, but it is not organic. And carbon forms covalent bonds with other atoms. In fact, it forms up to 4, making it, which allow it to make very, very complex structures like organic compounds. Macromolecules. Macro means large. Macromolecules are large organic molecules. And when we say the term monomer, mono means one. And mono means one, and a monomer is a building block. So it's like a Lego brick compared to a polymer, which is many units, like a Lego structure. All right, a lot of information here, but hopefully it's reviewed for you. 4 types of macromolecules are carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, nucleic acids. Carbohydrates, those are things like sugars and starches. The monomer is monosaccharides, and it contains the elements C, H, and O, so we say CHO to remember that. And it's called a carbohydrate because it has 2 hydrogens for every oxygen. Lipids, these are fats, oils, and waxes. The monomer is fatty acids with a glycerol head. And again, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So we have CHO for carbohydrates and CHO for lipids. Proteins, these proteins are what your body makes. It's what DNA codes for. So it builds you. There's so many different kinds of proteins. Enzymes are a big one. The monomer is amino acids. And now we have C, H, O, and N. A couple of amino acids have sulfur, but really we want you to remember C, H, O, and N. So we have CHO, and now CHON. And nucleic acids, that's our genetic material, and RNA. We have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus. So we have CHOMP, CHOMP. And finally, metabolism. These are chemical reactions in a living organism, and they are catalyzed by enzymes. Enzymes are a type of protein. 2 types of metabolism. Anabolism builds up larger molecules. So if you ever heard of anabolic steroids, you can think of building up muscle. That'll help you remember it's building up things. So these are things that are synthesized, like protein, DNA, photosynthesis. And breaking things down is called catabolism. Catabolism releases energy when you break the bonds of the molecules, and that energy is in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So when you're digesting food or doing cell respiration, that is catabolism. That was pretty quick, but that is the end of chapter 2.1.